Beyond Neptune. The solar system does not end. It starts to lose its balance. Worlds out there do not move the way gravity says they should. Their orbits stretch farther than expected, and their paths bend without a visible cause. Astronomers point their telescopes into the dark, searching for the object responsible. But they find nothing. No light, no shadow, no surface. And yet, something out there is clearly at work, because while it remains invisible, everything around it is being pulled, shaped, and quietly controlled. We do not see the object itself. We only see what it moves. And now the question is simple. Are you ready to hear its name? If we cannot see the object itself, the only place to look is where its influence becomes impossible to ignore. Before we try to name what is hiding out there, we have to follow the trail it left behind. The first and most telling clue is a distant world that never should have stayed. Its name is Sedna. Sedna is one of the most distant worlds ever discovered, and its orbit immediately raised red flags. It does not behave like a normal Kuiper Belt object. Its path stretches far beyond the Kuiper Belt, carrying it deep into darkness, hundreds of astronomical units from the Sun. But here is the critical problem. Sedna never comes close enough to Neptune for Neptune's gravity to throw it there. In standard models, objects that wander this far usually face only two outcomes. They fall back inward toward the planets, or they are completely ejected from the solar system. Sedna did neither. It remained suspended in a strange middle state, too far to be controlled by Neptune, yet not far enough to be lost to interstellar space. Astronomers call this a detached orbit. But that name hides the real mystery. Something had to shape that orbit, and something had to keep Sedna there. And whatever did this did not simply pass through once and vanish. It stayed out there, unseen, but still exerting control. Sedna didn't just wander here. It looks like it was shaped and held by something. Do you think you can name what could do that? If you have a suspect, comment its name below. For years, Sedna was treated as a strange exception. A single odd orbit in a vast, chaotic region was easy to dismiss as bad luck or coincidence. But science rarely stops at one data point. As surveys improved and telescopes stared deeper into the dark, astronomers began to notice something unsettling. Sedna was not alone. More distant worlds were discovered, each with stretched, detached orbits that looked disturbingly familiar. Different objects, different distances, yet the same strange behavior. When astronomers mapped these orbits together, a pattern emerged that was impossible to ignore. Their elongated paths pointed in nearly the same direction. Their orbital planes were tilted in similar ways. In a random system, this should not happen. Objects scattered by chance should point in all directions, like debris from an explosion. Statistically, this kind of alignment is extraordinarily unlikely. The odds that these orbits lined up by chance are tiny, far beyond what astronomers are comfortable calling coincidence. When distant worlds move together like this, there is only one known explanation: a gravitational influence strong enough to coordinate them from afar. One strange orbit can be chance, several pointing the same way as a signature. What do you think is leaving that signature in the Kuiper Belt? Comment your guess before the next piece. Once the pattern was clear, astronomers stopped guessing and started doing something far less forgiving. They reversed the math. Instead of asking what these orbits looked like, they asked what kind of object could force them into this shape. Gravity leaves fingerprints, and those fingerprints can be measured. The calculations led to two unavoidable requirements. Whatever is out there must be massive enough to influence multiple distant worlds at once, and far enough away to remain completely unseen. That immediately rules out several familiar ideas. It cannot be a star, because no star that massive could stay that faint. It cannot be a black hole either. A black hole of the required mass would leave detectable signatures in surrounding space, and none are seen. And it cannot be a cloud of debris or small objects. Spread out mass is simply too weak to organize orbits across such enormous distances. As each alternative falls away, the equations become brutally narrow. The solution space collapses toward a single shape. The object must carry several times the mass of Earth, heavy enough to command gravity, but not enough to ignite. It must orbit hundreds of astronomical units away from the Sun. At that distance, it would move so slowly that it could hide among the background stars for decades. At this point, this is no longer imagination. It is geometry. Have you already named this object in your head? If you have, comment it now before we reveal it. Astronomers have a name for the unseen object shaping the outer solar system. They call it Planet 9. Not because anyone wanted a ninth planet, not because it fits a neat narrative, but because without it, the math breaks, the motions fail, the outer solar system stops making sense. Planet 9 is not detected by light. No telescope has seen its surface. No image has confirmed its shape. It is detected by control, by the way distant worlds move as if something unseen is quietly organizing them from afar. If Planet 9 exists, the Kuiper Belt is not the edge of the solar system. It is just an inner boundary. That means the solar system is far larger, far deeper, and far less understood than our textbooks have ever suggested. And the most unsettling part is not its size or its distance. It is the possibility that this planet has been shaping our system for billions of years, silently, without ever being seen. We didn't discover Planet 9 because we found it. We discovered it because everything else refused to behave without it. So the real mystery is not what it is. It's how long it has been there, hiding in plain gravity.